Hello and welcome to Spin a Good Yarn. My name is Sophie and on this channel we mostly talk about knitting, spinning and a little bit of sewing and occasionally just what's going on in normal life. And welcome to my Vlogmas series. I started a little bit before Vlogmas, as you might notice from the video titles, because I thought it'd be so much fun to try and knit my Christmas jumper with you, but I knew I needed a little bit more time than just the month of December. So this is the third video in this series. If you haven't seen the other two, do check them out. That will kind of give you a bit of a rundown of how I've got to this point so far. But I was excited to chat to you today just to update a little bit about the jumper, where we are, and I've also got a couple of clips to pop in of some general festivities. I went to go get the tree. The tree is decorated, which feels really lovely to be starting on the 1st. And then I also have an advent to open with you. So I have a daily advent this year, first one I've ever had on, and I'm really excited. But let's start with the purpose of the video and let's show you progress on this jumper. So I'm knitting Northern Augustine's number 9 for my Christmas jumper this year. And this is what she's looking like. You can't tell just because it's rolling, it's the stockinette on the bottom. But I will lift her up again and we'll just try and straighten it out. So I've just got down past the second row of hearts and the little motif here, the sort of chain motif. And I'm really proud of how this is looking. I think that it looks like it's going to be a really good fit. I think hopefully you can see the colour, it looks okay. I will show you my floats. You can see how I've improved since the beginning of my colourwork tension, like up to now, and I think that's fascinating because this project is my first ever colourwork garment. So yeah, I think you can see the learning in action, and I think it looks so neat up at the top, like the most recent knitting. So yeah, I'm super happy. I've also done some work to calculate, I'm going to zoom back a bit to try and hold it up, how many rows I need to get through, and how many stitches I need to make each day to make this by Christmas. So that's been a little bit of maths, and I have figured it out and I can do it. It is possible to do it with the rate of which I can knit and the normal hours that I have to knit, at least 2 hours each day. I need to knit approximately 2,000 stitches a day in the 2 hours I have to make this jumper work. And I think I can do that. I'm going to give it a damn good shot. Something that's also going to help me out is I actually have a little mini break planned, which is super exciting. I haven't had a weekend away by myself since we had my little boy. He's now 18 months old, and because we're expecting our second baby and I will be breastfeeding hopefully for the full 12 months again, at least, I won't get a night away for the next sort of year, at least. So we thought it'd be nice for me to get some time by myself. So I've booked a little break in the New Forest. I'll be going over the weekend I'll be going on the Friday the 12th, up there the 13th and 14th, back for the 15th. So I know I'll get a couple of good days or good evenings of knitting in there as well. So I do think this is possible. I did think we're probably going to change it from like day 1 to 5 to do a countdown. So today we have 24 days, including today. We're not counting Christmas Day, so we have 24 days remaining. I think that feels like a fun way to do it. So yes, I think that's everything jumper-wise that I need to update on today. I haven't put a single stitch into this yet. I've just finished my almost full day of work, and haven't knitted anything on that at all yet. So I'll work my way through that. Oh, the other thing I did want to mention briefly is where I've got to in the pattern, and this was very mindful last night, just here, this last little repeat. The next section should be some little men and women, and I didn't like that element of the design. I liked every other part of it, but not the next bit. So I have self-drafted, I went on Stitch Fiddle last night, and I have pulled up my own colourwork chart that I'm going to work in place. So yeah, I just thought that'd be a cool update as well. I think it'll probably take me a couple of days to get through my own motif, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a really lovely garment. So I think that's everything jumper wise. So let's tuck the jumper back in its home. In fact, I'm not going to do that. It's going to live there because as soon as I finish filming, I'm going to start knitting because I am focused on this jumper. But I thought I'd show you what I've got. So I'm so excited. So this is my advent. I have not opened it yet. It's the Creative Anarchy Advent, and this year the theme is Grim Tidings, so the old Grimm family books, and I had an edition of that book as a child, so I'm really excited to open that. And then I also ordered from Willow Bay Bags a craft bag, which I actually ordered back in May and hadn't realised when I originally ordered it that it was an advent. So that arrived in November, and I was like, oh, of course, that's what that is. So I'm going to open the project bag today, we're going to have a look at it together, and then we're going to open my first advent together. So yeah, as I say, this one is from Willow Bay Bags, and it's going to be worth the wait. Like, I saw this on Etsy and just loved it. So let's have a look. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Right, so this is a mid-sized project bag with a quilt block motif in these kind of muted pink colours. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. That's what the logo looks like there, and on the back there, in case you're interested, there is the individual's contact details. So this is a quilted and fully lined project bag. I know some people don't love the zipper tops for project bags. I don't mind it actually. This will be for a small project. This would be hat size, maybe like camisole sized, but nothing much bigger than that. Maybe a couple of pairs of socks. But yeah, I love that. I think it's so pretty. I'm really excited to have that, and yes, use it at some point in January. And then let's open my advent. Happy Christmas to me. So I went for base wise the Hesiod base, and I didn't go for a full skein just because price wise I was at the top of my price range, as was, and so we needed to make do with what we had. I'm going to keep this ribbon, this gold ribbon. I think it's really pretty. It can go in my sewing box, as you never know when you might need a little bit of gold ribbon. Also might be useful for Christmas decoration, Christmas like wrapping, to be fair. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to hold it up for you. This is what the box looks like. So, what's this? Is this going to be any spoilers? No, okay. So, having not done this before, I'm like really cautious. This is a little book that comes with it. This is thank you for ordering. You have 24 mini skeins and the applicable full-size skein if I had ordered that. And then it gives you each of these skeins and like how they are, how they're inspired, like by which story they are inspired, which is so pretty. So I definitely will be interested to look at those as we go. The other things that are in here, and I'm not going to open this one, I'm going to save this for Christmas Day. This is a candle that she's designed herself, the maker of Creative Anarchy, and oh, they're lovely. There's also some stitch markers by Pearl. I'll hold those up so you can have a good look, which are really sweet. I'm hoping that's focusing okay for you. But they're really pretty stitch markers. I love the ones I've recently kind of converted to round stitch markers, and one is Progress Keeper, so that's lovely. I'm going to save the candle, those ones, perfect. I'm definitely going to use those soon. In fact, they might go there, my little new fix haul. And then, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Then you have a little box. I'm going to put my rest of my advent away now. Tuck it under the tree. I'm kind of tempted to keep these boxes like until I make my project, right? They're just so pretty. This is Once Upon a Time, a craft aboard a yarn advent. Each skein dyed with magical dust. On the final day they made a magical project, bringing joy and peace to the season. So there you go, that's what it says on the back. It says, lift the magic. Ooh, it's yellowy. Now a little look. Like a yellowy gold. Look at that. Really pretty. I think what I'm going to be making with this project, like almost certainly, that's really exciting, is probably the anthology throw. So I'm really interested to, because I thought a blanket will suit whatever colours. So I'm not a yellow person generally, but a blanket project was what I pre-planned for this, because I just think that would be so perfect to use all the different colours that I love, but maybe you don't wear directly. Really happy with that one. It's super exciting. So yeah, thanks for joining me on the first day of December, like Vlogmas proper. And yeah, I really hope you follow along, and if you enjoy these videos, please do consider subscribing to the channel. I'm a relatively new channel and I haven't had much traction yet, so yeah, if you like it, please do follow along. I'm a mum to a little boy, and so a lot of my making is done in the evenings and in borrowed time, and I don't necessarily have the same expansive time to dedicate to all of my crafts that some other creators might have, but I hope that you can still get some inspiration here. Yeah, I'll see you guys later on. Oh wow, you taking the lid off? What have we found in here? Oh, it's an advent calendar. Watch. Oh, the battery's dead. Mummy's going to see if she can find some new batteries. Look. Should we go and put this in the window? You going to come with Mummy? You're going to put this one in the window? Oh, look. You see all the lights? That's lovely, isn't it? All the lights. Yeah, got lots of lights.
Wasn't it exciting, Wick?
Yeah. Hello, hello. It's the 2nd of December. We have 23 days, including today, left to go until Christmas. And I thought we'd start. Oh, where have you come from? Why are you? Go back in there. We start with the jumper. Here we are. This is getting hard to show you, but I've just finished my little custom colourwork section and I'm so happy. I think the trees look so cute. I think I like the scale as compared to the motifs at the top, and I just like it more than the original design. I do need to put this on some try it on tubing and actually do that because I feel like it's getting quite long, and I've seen on other people's project pages that some people actually had to stop like before the people because it was going to get too long. I do have a pregnancy bump, so I kind of would rather it be like slightly too long than cropped because my belly is just going to come out. But I do think I need to try that one on, so I just wanted to update briefly. So I'm just on the last little, how many rows are there? The last 20 to 30 rows, depending on how the try on goes on the jumper, on the body, and then we'll be into sleeves. So I feel like I'm flying. If this is not a promise, this is no way a promise, if I get like really far through the jumper and it's way before Christmas, like in the off chance, I have got some Christmas sock yarn that I haven't yet knitted up, so that'll be what I'll do should I randomly finish the jumper. But I thought we would just open up my next Grim Tidings advent together. It's been a really busy day today, work, maternity appointments, all sorts. So I'm stealing the last little bit of natural light before I go and pick up my son to open this one with you. Let's have a little look. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. So this one is another yellow tone, which we kind of expected because that's the theme. I'll try and show you the book cover. This book cover here is the theme. So this one is Stupid Goose. The first one was called Prithee Look Back, and it's a lighter yellow than the last one was, with these kind of green hints just through there, and some little gold bits and some tailor pieces. I think it's going to be really good fun. I'm glad that I'm going to open them all before I start, because I was thinking yesterday, I was like, should I be casting on my advent? Not that I have time, but like, should I be casting it on? Am I missing like a big point of it? But I actually think it's going to be really good fun to work through these books. So I'll show you and see the colour palettes that come out across the set. And then choose how to knit them up. And there's the last one there, 7 ravens. So I think we're probably going to get, based on these books, a sort of yellowy set for our first mood board. I think we're going to get some nice greens and reds and browns for Little Red Riding Hood. I think we might get a little bit of blue and some moody sort of purples maybe, just knowing the dyer for the frog prints. And then I think we're going to get some greys. Oh, hang on. We're going to get some greys and deep blues for our 7 ravens. So yeah, really excited. So I think that would be nice actually to have these that I can mix up, because the colour families are together. I love these little boxes, they're so tactile. The other thing which hasn't arrived today, it probably will arrive tomorrow, is I've decided to have a go at making myself some little numbered stitch markers to mark these up as 1 through 24, so that I know like which order they've come in. I saw Nitty Natty had that included in her advent, and I couldn't actually find like an equivalent that I could purchase. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun to try and make them. So I've ordered some bits to make myself some little advent stitch markers. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think the colours in this are really fun so far. Yes, I better go. I don't have very long to update today, but I will probably show you a little bit of knitting going on later tonight. Hello lovely people, the 3rd of December. It's late at night today. Well, not late at night, but like later on in the day. It is 7:15 and I've just put my little boy to bed. As expected, I didn't get to vlog anything today. He is absolutely gorgeous, but very full on. We did get a little bit of knitting done though. We had a slightly like chiller period of time in the morning where, sorry, not in the morning, after his nap, sorry, when he'd just woken up and he was just kind of sleepy and quite happy to play. So I did get a few rounds in, not loads, but a few. I think that's the right side. So we are getting a good amount of length on this body now. I think I've just got to the row. Yeah, I've just got to the row where I need to just measure, because I could easily whip out a couple of rows with the pattern repeating here, because I think I'm going to measure it up against my Sonia sweater, which is a petite knit pattern, because I really like the length of that one. And I did get a little bit of growth from blocking, so I want it to be a bit shorter than that to account for the blocking, though it's not superwash or anything, so it shouldn't hopefully grow too much. But I think I am nearly there with the length. I think I'm starting to get to kind of about the stage I'm thinking about ribbing. I still have, what's that, 7 rows left of the chart, and it's supposed to repeat, and then you have another row and then you have your ribbing. So yeah, I don't think I'll do any repeats for sure, but I might maybe do the 7 rounds depending on how long we are now compared to my other jumper, and then 1 round and then the ribbing. I'm going to do only 8 rounds of ribbing. I don't know why. I just decided, I think maybe I measured my gauge on my collar and said 8 felt right. So yeah, I'm gonna do 8 anyway. So I kind of know what size we're gonna go for there. So yeah, I'm hoping to kind of like decide what I'm doing with the pattern tonight really. I'll probably show you in a minute me measuring it against my Sonia sweater. And then I wanted to open my advent for the day because I haven't done that yet. Been very good, and I've waited until I was here with you guys. So number 3, I'm hoping it's another yellow one. I'm wondering if it's going to be a fade. Well, I don't know from that. I would say no. So this is more like a, I'll show you, more like a kind of greeny, mustardy yellow. So yeah, more tones of green in here for sure. And what's this one called? So that one's called Entirely Made of Gold. See, I don't read that as gold. Maybe you do, maybe it's a light in here, but I read it as a little bit greener than gold, but it's pretty. I definitely think for the Advent project that I'm going to use, I'm going to need to choose schemes from each of the different books. How many are there? 1, 2, I think 4, 3, 4. Yeah, so I think, oh gosh, I think the first 6 are, yeah, so it's like 6 of each. So I definitely think I'm going to have to do some kind of like striping system where I'm putting colours that look nice together with one another, but from the different books, so that I then don't have like a full fade, because I don't think it is a fade. I was kind of curious because we had, maybe it still is, but I don't think that like immediately says, oh yeah, that's just a different shade of the yellow that we already had. We'll see. So I'll pop that one upstairs. When I'm done. I thought it opened to 5 then. If you saw the look of panic on my face as I put it down, I thought it said 5. It does say 3. Yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna change camera angles quickly and let's measure this jumper up against my Sonia sweater. So just done some measuring and maths and things, and I am going to need to reduce my pattern repeats to get this to an okay length. So I figured out 4 rows of the next 7 that I can exclude. And then I'm just not going to do any other further repeats. I'm going to move straight onto the ribbing. So I think I'm going to try to finish this now because, yeah, I've got 3 rows left, right? So I'm just going to try and finish the colour work on the body. Is it 3 rows? Like 2.5 because I'm through there. So yeah, 2.5-ish rows. And then I am going to go on and, yeah, start my ribbing to finish off this body, which is exciting. So I'm pretty sure I'm happy with the length. I've just worked the last little bits of repeats. That's what we're looking at. So tummy button's like here, so it is a good length. And then yeah, I think I'm going to do 8 rounds of ribbing. I will show you what it looks like in the mirror. Obviously, like, ignore that it doesn't go at all with what I'm wearing underneath. But I think that looks pretty good. Sorry, I was looking at myself in the mirror. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to swap over to my smaller needles and start doing some of my ribbing. It's 8:15, so I don't think I'll finish the ribbing tonight, but maybe I'll get a decent way. Yeah, I'll show you what it looks like from the other. There we go. You can kind of see my bump a little bit there. But I think that looks good. I think the ribbing, I think there's 1 row of red, and then you work the ribbing with a smaller needle size, and I think that looks nice. Yeah, I'm happy. It feels like I've done really well for the 3rd of December. Welcome to day 4 of Vlogmas. Got some updates. But before I show you my knitting, I just want to share something really quick because you might notice I'm like a little bit less enthusiastic today. And I won't share too much detail, but it's regarding pregnancy, so if that is a triggering topic for you, please I'll skip on ahead for the video. I won't talk about it very much. I just wanted to say that we have been experiencing some bleeding and stuff in my 2nd trimester, so it's not ideal. And we're going to get scanned in tomorrow on the 5th just to see what's happening and to see if baby's okay still. So it's been happening for a little while now, and we just hoped it was going to be today that we'd find out either way. And it's not, it's going to be tomorrow. So if I'm a little bit like distracted today, I'm a bit less enthusiastic, that's why. I think I was really just hoping to know today. But yeah, I don't, and I won't. But by the time this video's finished, I will know. So knitting. Knitting is always like such a balm when things are difficult. I'm just filming quickly on my break from work, it's my lunch break. So I've just started getting through the ribbing on the bottom, which is great. So I've knitted all the colour work in the body. I was really sure I was going to do 8 rounds, but I think I'm actually going to do 10 rounds, having just measured what I've got to and thinking about the length of the ribbing I would like how that will look. I think double that just doesn't look like quite enough compared to the weight of the collar. So yeah, I'm going to add another couple of rows on, and then there's 4 rows of double knitting at the end, just add on a little bit more length. So it's really nice to be at the ribbing already, and it's really nice to just be working with 2 yarns rather than 4. It feels a bit luxurious to be knitting English style and not having to do all the colour management. So I'm actually 9 days ahead on my jumper because I made up a little bit of ground and I've lost 4 rows of the pattern because I needed to shorten it a little bit. So yeah, I'm ahead. So last night I decided to cast on my Christmas socks. I thought really hard about whether to finish up my existing whips and stuff, and I was like, they'll wait till January, whereas if I don't even start knitting my Christmas socks somewhere near Christmas, it'll wait till next year. So yeah, I cast on last night. Obviously done the ribbing and a little bit of the stockinette on the foot. This is the West Yorkshire Spinners signature in the colour Nutcracker, and I'm enjoying having some self-patterning yarn that's working up. It's also just literally stockinette in the round, so that's been useful to keep my brain calm. I'm not quite sure how many rounds I've done. I need to count and put my stitch markers in, but I will probably do a 40 or 50 round leg. I don't think I want these to be too long, but I normally do 60 and 60, 60 leg, 60 foot. I think I'll do either 40 or 50 leg and obviously 60 foot as usual. So yeah, that's quite a lot that I did last night in a couple of hours. I also had a meeting today where I was sitting and listening for a little bit, so I got a few more rounds in there. And then I wanted to show you something that arrived today. I won't open any of it today, but I got the Regular Goose 12 Days of Christmas stitch marker set, which comes in this really cute little bag. I really like it. It's almost like a pencil bag, all wrapped up inside. So it's just 12 stitch markers, so I'll open these up as we get closer to the 12 Days of Christmas. But I do have my advent open today. I'm thinking about asking my husband later tonight to reorganise the advent for me so that I get different colours each day rather than just getting all yellow, all blue, all green, or whatever it will be. I think that would be more fun for me to kind of map it into a blanket, whereas I kind of feel like I'm like, oh okay, this is cool, but wonder what the next set looks like because I'm going to use them all together. So I think I'm going to ask him to do that for me later with the ones that remain. But for now, this will be skein number 4 of the yellow schemes, which is called You Carry the True Bride. So let's have a little look at what's in here. Oh, nice. So it's a paler yellow, almost barely yellow. It's not cream. I do think the light in here makes everything look a little bit greener. I think the camera is probably truer to what colour it actually looks like, that kind of very pale yellow. That one's really pretty. I really like that one. I think that might be one of my favourites actually of the ones I've pulled so far, so that's really cool. So yeah, I have 2 more yellow, but I think what I'm going to do is ask my husband to mix it up so I get 1 book each day. Just get some colour variation in there to spark some inspiration about my anthology throw. But yeah, I'm excited to have that one. I'm going to put my stitch markers in my advent box so that my advent stuff is together. And I'm going to just do a little bit of knitting for 20 minutes or so on my jumper. I'm still on my phased return this week, but I'm nearly back to full-time hours, so just means 30 minutes off. And I thought today actually I fancied having those 30 minutes while my son's asleep. I'm just having a little bit of time for me today. Normally I choose to finish early and then play with him and stuff, but I think I just need a little bit of time today, which is fine, isn't it? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Catch up with you later today. It's quite a lot later on in the day now. It's 9 PM. I've just finished working my ribbing. So yeah, that's 10 rows. I think that looks plenty. It is 3 centimetres, which is what the pattern asks for. So I now need to do 4 rows of double knitting to make my Italian bind off tubular. I don't always love the way that turns out though, so I'm gonna give it a go, but I think if I don't like it, I'll just pull back. I am kind of tempted then maybe just to stick a lifeline in. I don't do terribly often, but I think I might put a lifeline in as I go. It's been good to be distracted tonight. I'm not feeling great tonight. So yeah, I've been watching Marlene Knits at the minute. I'm watching some Vlogmas and I watched Traitors with my husband. Got my electric blanket on, but yeah, we're not having a great night tonight. I've had quite a lot of tears. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but yeah, it's just in that unknowing today, and that's hard. So yeah, sorry for not being like as upbeat as I have been. I think hopefully you can understand why. I am going to get myself a hot chocolate. It's been a nice evening ritual, and I'm going to take my nighttime meds. Yeah, just kind of start to wind my way down a little bit. I'm not going to go to bed early. In fact, I'll probably go to bed super late. That's what I normally do when things that are stressful are happening. I just stay up. Because I always find it hard when I lay down. And my brain is busy and the house is quiet. So probably I'll bind this off tonight is the reality. Just knowing myself. But I am going to take my meds. I'm going to get my hot chocolate. I'm going to try and do normal things as much as I possibly can tonight.
Like make any money selling drop yarn, so I don't usually work with drop yarn because of that. Like I don't think it's sustainable for the people producing the yarn and the people selling the yarn.
I just felt like I needed to update briefly, and I'm not going to be filming anything else for a bit. We had a miscarriage. We were 17 weeks, so completely and utterly unexpected. Yeah, so I don't know whether I'm going to film anything else at Vlogmas at all. It might be useful for me to dive into knitting, which is always helpful when I'm going through hard times, or I may decide I just want to be by myself, but hopefully you understand. Thank you for watching along any parts you have.